are we going to do in the face of the end times? I'm Amy from the Lakes, and today we are on chapter 2 of Second Thessalonians, and this is April 23rd. If you've already read chapter 2 of Second Thessalonians, you know what we're talking about today. But in case you haven't read it, let me summarize. So here Paul is talking to the Thessalonians about the man of lawlessness. And he says to them essentially, hey, Jesus is coming back, but you don't have to worry about it because you're going to know when it happens and you're not going to miss it. And then he goes on to say that before Jesus comes back, this man of lawlessness will rise up and he's going to say he is God. He's going to ask people to worship him. He's going to deceive a whole bunch of people and he's going to do all these miracles. And it's just generally going to be a bad time. But then Paul goes on to say, hey, it's all right. Because that's not how the story ends. Your salvation is secure as you trust in Jesus. And that the man of lawlessness doesn't get the final word. Jesus does. And Jesus is going to defeat him. Jesus has already claimed the victory, and he will overthrow this man of lawlessness. And his will be done, and believers will have an eternity to look forward to being with Jesus. So that's your summary of chapter 2 of Second Thessalonians. But back to my original question. What are we to do in the face of the end times? We're going to answer that question by taking a look at verse 15. And it says this, "So then, brothers, stand firm and hold to the teachings we passed on to you, whether by word of mouth or by letter." Stand firm. That's what we are to do in the face of the end times. We are to stand firm and hold to the teachings of the Word of God. In the opening of this chapter, Paul says, not to be easily unsettled or alarmed. You know, there's a lot to be unsettled or alarmed about what's happening in the world right now. But that is not where our focus as believers should be. We don't have to figure out everything that's going on. We don't have to understand all that's going on right now. No. Instead, what do in this time frame? We stand firm and we fix our eyes on Jesus. We train our minds on Jesus and we study the Word and we hold fast to the teachings that we know are to be true. And that's where we land. So I encourage you today, if you are being unsettled or dissuaded or disturbed by the news and the happenings of the day, spend some time here. Fix your eyes on Jesus and stand firm in your faith. That's all I have for you today. Signing off from the Lakes.